Let me get your eyes and ears for a second, because I got some sugar babies for the hungry ladies. Yes, I do. I was talking to this young lady, and she was explaining to me that she had been with her boyfriend for 10 years, almost 11 years. As soon as they broke up, he went and got married to a woman in less than 7 months. So they hadn't even been broke up for a whole year before he go get married to a whole nother woman. Now that could be a multitude of reasons, but it's just the fact that he been with this woman all this time and then go be with another woman, then go straight and get married. Now, I will say this. I've been around women that and men that they actually got married for 15, 20 years. As soon as they get married, 2 years later, they find themselves in a divorce. They find their asses down at the courthouse signing some divorce papers. But, and I venture to say that it's due to sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, because sometimes infidelity can set in, sometimes financial trouble can set in, but I do find this a lot. Some women are not mature in their contentment. And what I mean by that, oh, Kevin, what you talking about? What you talking about? We don't understand what the hell you saying, but let me tell you what I'm saying. When you first meet somebody and you lay down the bare minimum things that you must have in order for you to stay in that relationship, the bare minimum, that means if that person stay within the range and don't go below the bare minimum, that means you're going to stay. Some women will lay those things out. And soon as boredom, monotony, routine set in, they throw all those things out the window. Now, I'm not saying you wrong for doing that. You're not wrong for doing that, because you're not obligated to no man by nature. A lot of people don't believe that. We want to go, well, it's a moral thing. You're not obligated to no man by nature. You're just not. Nature doesn't call for that. We made those things up. Your nature is going to put you with the best man. It's going to pull you to the best man, a man that gives you the best chances for your survival, for you to be protected and be provided for. It's simple as that, ladies. It's just simple as that. I hate to say it like that. I know, hey, don't shoot the goddamn messenger now. Don't shoot the goddamn messenger. Just listen to what I'm telling you. It's just not in your nature. But let's just go on the moral course. Let's stay on what we as people here in America, what we tend to want to go by, abide by. When the boredom set in, then the contentment goes out the window, because you start wanting to get something new. You want to get that novelty feeling back. You remember how it felt in the beginning when he could do no wrong, when you felt like you was just floating, everything was good. And once you get married, and that's just like the Super Bowl, then you like, what now? We just gonna be routine. And deep down inside, you don't work well with just being bored, being in routine, being with the monotony. You're just not good with it. So you start little by little, stroll by stroll, click by click, light by light, love by love, comment by comment. You start to find yourself in a position, in a situation that you start to feel that pull. You want to feel that pull back to where you used to be, back to how it felt in the beginning. And that's just not being a mature woman. You hadn't matured to the point where you say, you know what? Although I'm bored, although this monotony, although it's routine, I'm with this man because he does X, Y, and Z, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Sometimes you think that you're going to get better, and you got to understand that I could possibly get better, but why don't I just stay with this man? And like I say, if you don't, there ain't nothing to be ashamed about, because that's just how it is. But if you want to be in a marriage for a long time and you don't want it to end, you don't want to go to divorce, you don't want to break up your family, then you're gonna have to be content. You're gonna have to be content. But now let's go to the man part. Now he left you and went got married to another woman. Now when these things happen, you can never always blame the other person. You always gonna play a role in that. And at the bare minimum, ladies, nobody didn't tell you to be in a relationship with this guy. Nobody told your ass to be in a relationship with this guy, no matter how you want to put it, no matter you can say he tricked you all day long. He started off one way and he changed. No, it don't matter. It don't matter at the end of the day because you made that decision. That was your option. This wasn't an arranged relationship. You chose the relationship. Now, if you want to go down that road saying that, yeah, this guy changed on me, or he wasn't like this in the beginning. Yes, he was like that in the beginning. He was like that in the beginning. He just was behind a mask that you did that you refused to look and you refused to see. You wanted to make him what you wanted him to be in your mind, what you thought he could be. But all along, he was never going to be that way. He was never going to be that. And I'll give you an example. This is what I hear the most. A man will start out being uh, uh, a little jealous, so you say, but he's really just jealous, period. And you don't call him one day when you are on your way home. He calls and he gives you a scolding about why you didn't call me. You knew I was worried about you. Then it becomes why you on the phone? Why you texting? Let me see your phone. Then you start to say in the beginning, oh, this man love my dirty drawers. But as when the boredom set in, when the routine set in, it starts to become annoying and it starts to become unbearable. And now he's controlling. He's a controlling man. I can't stand an insecure man, but you know he was that way in the beginning. You just thought it was cute. You just thought, and he made you feel like you was the center of the universe. And now you don't want to be the center of the universe. You don't want to be in his grace. Excuse me. You don't want to be in that part of the universe. So now he's just this overbearing man. So you'll say, well, and when you meet new dudes, I don't want to be with a controlling man. I don't want to be with a controlling guy. I don't want that. And that's fine. But you got to see that in the beginning. You have to see that in the beginning. Because a lot of time, ladies, a lot of times people will people will mirror you, and mostly women do it to men. Mostly women do it to men, and that's another subject for another day. But it's just wearing a mask and being what you think the other person wants you to be, but you're who you are all the time. Now, this guy left this relationship, and sometimes a person will leave a relationship and they want to go and make and show the other person that, hey, I left you, I was right, I found a better person. Well, deep down inside, that's not true. And it's a proven fact that second marriages, they don't last. They break up quicker than the first marriage because number one is you have already, if you go through a marriage one time and you go through a divorce, you already know the process. You already know what you got to do. You already know how you're gonna move out. You already know what the paperwork is. You already know what you're gonna divide up. So it's easy. Well, it's hard in the first marriage, but the second time is easy because you've already done it the first time. That's why second marriages don't last as long as the first one. The percentages are higher. It really is. Another thing is that, ladies, you knew damn well that this dude wasn't gonna marry you, but you didn't want to face the truth. You didn't want to face the truth. You didn't want to dig down deep. You didn't want to dig down deep. And a lot of it because you didn't want to go back to being lonely. You didn't want to go back to having to start over. You didn't want none of those things. You were so emotionally attached to this guy till you just said, you know what? I'll stick it out. I'll stick it out. And sometimes maybe he was trying to stick it out till he found something better, till he found something better. But I will say this, ladies, just because a man go marry a woman, that doesn't mean he's found better. That doesn't mean that he's found better. That doesn't mean you wasn't doing everything that you needed to do as a woman. That doesn't mean that you was an immature woman, especially if he leaves you to go be with another woman. And most of the time, men don't do that. But if he do, 9 times out of 10, you know, it's nothing you did wrong unless, you know, unless you are doing something wrong, like being like infidelity and shit like that. But you know what? Y'all get the goddamn picture. Y'all get the picture. So, you got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that. And you'll say, well, why do men do those things? Why do men go do more for the other woman? Because, like I always go back to, you met a man that wasn't on a solid foundation. He was on shifting sand, and a lot of that is feminine traits. Feminine traits. He was emotional. He emotionally a lot, especially let's just we're gonna keep it in the context of you was doing what you were supposed to do. Now I know your ass ain't perfect, so let's not even go there. I know your ass ain't perfect, but you didn't do nothing that went against his boundaries. You didn't do that went against his absolute boundary, which means if you did this, then it required him to leave. Let's just say you stayed in those parameters, and he still left you. Well, listen, uh, uh, that's nothing you could do about that. And good, he's gone because he did you a favor. He did you a favor, and now you can go find somebody, or not even find somebody. Work on yourself and get better at yourself. Work on your femininity. Work on your energy. Work on your spiritual. Uh, get by yourself. Think. Write. Journal. Do those things to help you get better. Understand. Become more humble with yourself. Work on your attitude. Be more positive. Work on your health. Things of that nature. You don't have to jump your ass right back into another marriage or jump or talk where I replace you. Hell, don't be trying to replace nobody after somebody leave. That should have come natural, and it should come natural. But just work on yourself. And he did you a favor. Because all the time it's not your fault. And all the time it had to do with you just selected the wrong kind of guy. You selected the wrong kind of guy, and this is what you left with. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. So don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, ladies. And just stay prayed up. Just stay prayed up and stay working on yourself. Stay working on yourself and keep a clear mind. Love with the clear mind. Man, I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe this video, man. I sure appreciate y'all coming to the channel and checking it out. Until next time, I got the sugar babies for the hungry ladies.